Sagittarius, it's okay to change your mind. Trust me, there's no problem with that. Don't let pride get in the road. That's the message for February 2022. And I'm Dodici from astrology.com.au. Thanks for joining me. For those new visitors who are Sagittarians, this is your month in focus. A very brief but hopefully apt view of your horoscope based upon your sun sign, or if you know your lunar sign, or even your rising sign. You can apply some of what I'm saying with respect to this change of mind, which I'm reading from the new moon taking place in your third house. What's the third house? Third house is your mind. Third house is changes. Third house is travels and journeys, short journeys at that. You have a new moon very close to the planet Saturn. And these changes or journeys may, in fact, be associated with finance, income, money, and your value system as a whole. I say that for two reasons, not just because we've got a new moon there, but I also say that because Saturn is ruling your second house. Second house for the Sagittarian born is Capricorn. Sagittarius, then Capricorn. And that second space is all to do with money and income. And right now there's a very, very big focus there. You've got Mars, friendly planet. You've had that retrograde Venus, which is not necessarily a good planet, sixth ruler, indicating debts. That's just gone direct on the 29th of January. So it's picking up steam now. And you are in a better position, or at least you have a strong desire to get all of those account books back into the black. When there's a connection with the sixth ruler, which is Venus, especially when it's been retrograded, empowers a planet, makes it much, much stronger, and you're going, oh, what the hell? I've got to get over these debts. I've got to get back into a positive cash flow. Then that's what this is about. But you've also had Mercury, which rules your seventh house, general communication with the public. It's got to do with your business partnerships. It's got to do with your allegiances in workspace. But it also has to do with your marriage, your spouse, your long-term committed love relationships. And that planet has been retrograde in this second house, second space of finance. So there's definitely some big shift taking place. And because the new moon is in that area of communication, you must not be scared to change your mind. I think that's the theme that is going to help you. If you've taken an inflexible stand on some matter, especially if this has to do with money or something where you're sharing your money with your partner, a change now might actually benefit you. And I think that change may come around the middle of the month. Mercury will go back into its direct motion. It crossed back in retrogression across transformative Pluto. Now it's going to go back across that. It makes conjunction with Pluto on the 12th. That's going to intensify your thinking. It's going to make you go, I realize now. You're going to explore all those different parts of your brain if you're smart. And you're going to go, you know what? I can connect the dots here. Maybe my perspective wasn't exactly right. I can approach this with fresh eyes. And I think your partner will appreciate that. I think they're going to grant you the same level of concession that you grant them. So you've got to make concessions in this period. And then on the 15th, Mercury moves back out into that third house of communications, contracts, agreements. So do look at the fine print. Even though Mercury's back in its direct motion, it still carries the weight of that retrogression, the weight of the Pluto energy. And don't forget that just because a planet goes direct again, it doesn't mean that it's in full throttle. It takes a bit of time for it to build up steam. So we see a very positive outcome. By the way, third house is those journeys. I suspect, especially after the middle of the month, you're going to be very, very busy moving around here, there, and everywhere. So, get your planning scheduled together, because right at the tail end of the month, there's a very hard aspect between Mercury and Uranus. Hello, Uranus rules your third house. You see how these themes keep coming through. By the way, third house is siblings. So for any of you out there that have had confrontational issues with siblings, for you perhaps It's more to do with reconciling your style of communication with your sibling. Third house is also neighbours. So I raise those issues because not every single one of you born under Sagittarius is going to have exactly the same reason to change your mind. But nevertheless, the principle is the same, and I thoroughly encourage you to change your mind this month. I feel like my eyebrows, me and my daughter called them flutter, what do we call them? Fly brows? Butterfly brows, that's what we call them. I hope they're not annoying you, they're annoying me. Sorry, back to the serious business of astrology. And so that transit takes place on the 25th. I did forget to mention the full moon, another important lunation, taking place there in your 9th house. Very, very lucky. Good karma comes as a result of that. That also takes place on the 17th. And when we're talking about journeys, for those of you that are sort of leaning towards that component of my reading, 9th house is long distance journeys, and it is an opportunity for you to tie up any loose ends if you have been planning a trip somewhere. Get on over to astrology.com.au, get on over to that subscribe button, get on over to your friends and tell them about me, get on over to yourself if you'd like to drop me a line, and I'm more than happy to talk to you about your karma and what's happening for you personally based upon your personal horoscope. That really is where astrology excels. I'm here if you need any help. Over at astrology.com.au, we've got a lot of free stuff there. We've got all of the readings for the year, for the week, the month, each day. It's a mouthful. I hope you'll be back. I hope I've got enough energy to give you March's reading, but I'll be back. I'll see you then. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye for now.